It is our traditions, ceremonies, and rituals. Each small detail carries a deep layer of our ancestors' wisdom. It is our pride, our treasure, our national encyclopedia. Let's turn the pages of this encyclopedia together. The most important holiday of the Kazakh people is Nauruz, or how the Kazakhs call it Ulustың ұлы күні, the great day. It is full of rituals, the meaning of which is connected with the beliefs and nomadic lifestyle of our ancestors. Today, with the help of specialists, we will tell about the original meaning of Nauruz rituals.
Көктем сайын жасаратын жер мәңгі, қазағымдай ел мәңгі.
We will start with already forgotten ritual. The main purpose and sign of Nauruz holiday is renewal. The celebration of Nauruz began with the cleansing the land and clearing the springs and streams. Our ancestors were happy to see the awakening of nature because they loved nature and tried to keep it clean and safe, and it is admirable.
Қазақтың соңғы ханы Ғұбайдулланың, Абайділда дейміз, соның тұсында 9 күн тойланып еді дейді. Сол 9 күн тойланып, сонда үлкен
There is evidence that the celebration of Nauruz lasted 9 days during the reign of the Kazakh Khan Gubadullah, the another name of whom is Abaydilda. The great performances took place every day the celebration of Nauruz, and I think that we should arrange big celebrations of Nauruz, if not during 9 days, but at least during 3 or 4 days. If we talk about the meaning of Nauruz, the Kazakhs prepared to this holiday in advance. First of all, they cleaned the house, sheds, courtyards, burned the old things. All people cleaned out the streets, cleared the streams, plots of land, canals, ponds, and only after completing these activities, people started celebrating. By the way, we have a folk sign that you need to visit 40 houses during Nauruz holiday.
ел болып, үйді аралап, Наурызда өз тәмсіл бар екен, 40 үйге кіріп шық деген.
The Kazakhs have a saying, Nauruz softens even the blue rocks of Samarkand. The point of this saying is that in spring everything melts together with nature, and so does man. People get softened up. Aggrieved people put up with each other in the days of Nauruz. They visited each other's homes, asked for forgiveness, and offered to share the festive meal. Everyone knows these rituals. Every family certainly cooks a traditional festive dish of Nauruz called Nauruz-көже, soup. This dish consists of 7 ingredients: smoked meat, milk, millet, wheat, corn, etc. The traditional 7 ingredients of Nauruz-көже symbolize wealth and prosperity in the coming year.
Ұлтымызға, қазағымызға кереметтей салт дәстүрді сақтайтын,
This holiday embodies the best traditions of our people, the desire for consensus, unanimity, unity, and reconciliation. On this day, nomads cooked a nutritional soup adding 7, 9, 11, 13, or even 15 ingredients. 7 kinds of dishes were put on the festive table. After cooking the main holiday dish, people visited 40 yurts, greeted the hosts, and they were offered to taste Nauruz-көже in every yurt they visited. The Kazakhs have a custom called abundance of grain. It is reflected in the rich table, where there is always the abundance of dishes: grain, wheat, oats, corn. There is also a concept that can be translated as abundance of red. It is the abundance of meat dishes. There was the so-called abundance of greens. It is fruits, berries, and various vegetables, and abundance of white, that is abundance of dairy products, and it was specially revered by the Kazakhs. The Kazakhs have the expression, "Do not step over the white, dairy products. Abundance of wine, it is national drinks as kumis, shubat, yogurt, milk, buttermilk, curd, cottage cheese, and other dairy products.
Sütten жасалатын өнімдер ağırsız болған.
In the written references, Nauriz was first mentioned 2,500 years ago in the teachings of Zarathustra, the founder of Zoroastrianism in the west of Iran. And therefore, scientists have linked the origins of Nauriz holiday to Iran. However, recently, Professor of the University of London, Mary Boyce, put forward a hypothesis that Zarathustra lived in the steppe in the eastern downstream parts of the Volga. It is a territory of modern western Kazakhstan, so Nauriz is a holiday of nomads. In the Kazakh steppe, Nauriz has been celebrated starting from times of nomadic lifestyle until 1926. The Soviet authorities believed it to be an Islamic religious holiday and prohibited celebration of Nauriz. Since the achievement of independence by Kazakhstan, Nauriz has become a national holiday. It is celebrated from 21st to 23rd of March. Some families still remember one of the amazing traditions called kawak sındıru. Kawak is a typical utensil, ladle or dipper. Women broke utensils with wish that all bad things went out of their lives.
Жылдың басында жылға Наурызға бір жұма қалған уақытта үйдегі кетік ыдыстарды.
At the beginning of the year, a week before celebrating Nauriz holiday, women collected all utensils with cracks, old stuff and some unusable items.
Басқа нәрселердің бәрін жаңағы өртеп тазалайтын болған.
Then these things were burned, thus people purified the house. And after these activities, people put on new and clean clothes.
Жиналып тұратын нәрселердің бәрін жаңағы теріс емес оңына айналып.
Carpets and other household items were put on visible places with which people could notice them. If there were some things and items in the trunks, people took them out and decorated the house so that guests could see them.
Үйдің ішін сәндеп, көріктеп, көрсететін болған.
The poet and philosopher Mashkur Josip made great research, and here is what he mentioned in his works. Nauriz Dama is a Kazakh national holiday inherited from ancestors. During this day, Hoxha read specific books on Nauriz, books clarifying the essence of Nauriz, that is, Saddama. People asked elders, speakers of the steppe, to give bata, that is, blessing. When Hoxhas read the book and elders gave blessings, people repeated them in the mutual prayer. So, after these prayers, people thrived, number of cattle grew, and prosperity prevailed everywhere.
Қазақтың өзінің тарихында бұны уыз мерекесі деп атаған.
In the national history, this holiday was called a holiday of the colostrum. Colostrum is the first maternal milk. It is called so because the green grass comes to the earth of the day of vernal equinox. The grass starts growing. It is a green abundance. Cattle can eat it. The lambing begins. People drink the colostrum. These are the roots why it is called the holiday of the colostrum. Another reason is that the color of the new moon of March is similar to the colostrum. There was a national sign. If it snowed in Nauriz, the Kazakhs called it newly fallen snow of March. Then this snow was not swept away, and it was considered that this snow has to melt itself. The prominent Kazakh intellectuals of the early 20th century, Alikhan Bukikhanov, Ahmed Baytursunov, and Magjan Jumabayev, noted the significance of this ancient holiday. Maybe only few people remember, or even no one knows, that Nauriz holiday was celebrated on the 9th of March. The leaders of the first Kazakh party, Alash Orda, used to congratulate compatriots, wished unity, and called for freedom. Do you know why did representative of Alash Orda party celebrate Nauriz on the 9th of March? The 9th of March, as per old calendar, was the beginning of New Year. Actually, Omar Khayyam wrote that the festival was celebrated on the day of the vernal equinox, in the night of the 21st to the 22nd of March, so he called the Oriental people for unity. After joining the Kazakh steppe to the Russian Empire, Nowruz holiday was celebrated in different ways. For example, in Arka region, it is the eastern, central and northern lands, winter is long and the locals celebrated Nowruz in April, and people of the southern part celebrated at the end of February. Nowadays, we celebrate Nowruz in the night from the 21st to the 22nd of March as people of Iran and other eastern countries. This is what Omar Khayyam wrote, and it is correct. Why do the Kazakhs say that Nowruz is a great day? It is because the ancient Turkic people perceived this holiday as a great day. According to the nomadic calendar, the day of the vernal equinox was the beginning of New Year. In translation from the Persian name of this holiday means now, New Riz Day. Once Nowruz was cooked only in kazan, large cooking pot. Since ancient times, kazan has been considered as one of the 7 treasures that symbolizes prosperity at home. The steppe women of each yurt brought and poured some of the Nowruz into the large Thai kazan. They used to say, "We are the children of one father who eat from one kazan." Nomads had been using kazan since the time of the Scythians. Nowadays, everybody knows Thai Kazan, which is in Turkestan city. There is no other kazan as huge as this one, but once there was a huge kazan in every aul, Kazakh village. I've seen one of them in aul of Oralkhan-Bokay in eastern Kazakhstan. Once upon a time, one rich man, Kisanbi, migrating to China, buried his kazan. Later, it became known that he bequeathed it to his countrymen to keep the unity so that they could use it in time of sorrow and joy, holidays and funerals. This kazan still takes an important place among the locals. Every house can use it, and it is thoroughly washed after the usage. They fill it with baur sacks, shelpieks, fried duff fruit, tie white fabric on the handle and give back to the owner. By telling this story, I wanted to say that the shared mutual kazan was a symbol of unity of the people in the celebration of Nowruz. This favorite ritual is called bata, that is blessing. People invite honorable elders on Nowruz holiday, and it is believed that their blessing, bata, will come true for sure. Elder man who gave bata is presented gift, chapan, coat, headdress takiya, skull cap or something else. Our ancestors used to call Nowruz as the day which brings wealth, prosperity and lots of good things.
Ақ дегеніміз ақ жол, ақ дегеніміз ағырыз, аққа өттік дегеніміз.
The expression akjol is often used in Bata. Ak means the abundance of milk. White is a personification of the good period of life. Jol means trip, journey. So akjol means have a good journey with good intentions. When people wish safe and good trip to the stranger, they use the word ak. Generally in Kazakh, there are about 5,000 words with the word ak in the root. Akjol bolsun, have a safe trip. Ak tilek bolsun, all the best. Ak bata bolsun, a blessing at the wedding. And wherever this word is used, it always has only good meaning. It always leads to good thoughts and good mood.
Biz ақ өттік дегенде керемет, осындай күнге өттік дегенді білдіреді.
The modern Kazakhs remember one of the heroes of the spring holiday, the host of the land, Khizr Baba or Khidr Ata. According to ancient beliefs, he visits the steppe. Saint Khidr Ata can stop in one of his favorite homes, and this means there will be wealth, happiness and prosperity in this yurt, and success and abundance will be in this village. Baige, horse races, is another tradition of Nowruz which is still alive nowadays. In ancient times, the best racers of Khans and famous rich men participated in these races. Representatives of old and young generation did not miss this tradition. The other popular tradition is Altıbakan, where girls and boys gather together to socialize and ride on the swings. About a century ago, young people used to meet up during such festivals and choose future spouses. On this great day, all people are equal, poor and rich, young and old, men and women. Nowruz holiday is still alive. It is celebrated in Kazakhstan and the republics of Central Asia, in the Caucasus, as well as in Iran, Afghanistan, and India. First of all, it is a holiday of nature, and this concept we inherited from our ancestors who lived in harmony with nature, with all living creatures which inhabit the earth. The Kazakh village does not exist in the way it used to be, and there are no nomads, wandering people. But most of prairie folkways and traditions still surround us. We follow them, but we not always know what they mean. Bahit Kairbekov, poet.